Hi, my name is Eric Ryden, certified sommelier and owner of La Grande Triage on the Upper East Side. Today we're going to talk about the proper way to taste wine. I feel like a lot of people just imagine that they're just going to waltz up to a glass for the first time ever, smell it, and then just rattle off really ridiculous tasting notes like deep concentrated schnozberries that have been crushed by a miniature horse named Gerald, right? And it's not exactly how it works. So we just want to explain a little bit of kind of like the step-by-step and how we're going to eventually get to these amazing descriptors and tasting notes. So I see a lot of things on Instagram, Facebook, things like that, where it's always the proper way to taste wine like a sommelier. And I feel like we always want to emulate the pros, emulate the somms, and describe wines like they do. And so we get this list of what to do and how to taste like a somm. And one of the first things that they tell you is the sight of the wine, look at the wine. But honestly, I feel like let's totally disregard that, because unless you know what you're looking for, it's completely irrelevant. We'll come back to sight maybe on another Instagram episode, but right now let's focus on flavors and smells. So everything you smell or taste in wine has to fall into one of two categories, right? Those two categories are fruit and non-fruit. So everything falls into fruit or non-fruit. If it's a fruit, which category do you think it goes into? The answer might surprise you. It's fruit. If it's a fruit, it goes in the fruit category. If it's not a fruit, it goes in the non-fruit category, right? And if you have to think about it, you're like, does a fresh can of tennis balls, are the seeds on the outside, the seeds on the inside? No, not a fruit, right? You don't have to think about it. They are not fruits, right? So everything, fruit or not fruit. So let's go ahead and apply our fruit versus non-fruit to this wine. So if I were a somm, I am a somm. But as a somm, I might describe this as having flavors of almost maybe like minty, eucalyptus, black pepper, a little bit of funk to it, but still a lot of fruit, maybe like blueberry, acai, blackberry, things like that. However, that's kind of the extreme, right? That is, let's say, your kind of advanced level of descriptions. If we want to pull that back, all we're going to do is we're going to try to identify, are we tasting fruit and are we tasting non-fruit? Forget about actually identifying what those fruits and non-fruits are, but simply identifying, do you taste fruit and non-fruit? So let's go back to the glass. Taste it and you're like, man, I feel like that tastes like some sort of pie I've had in my life, right? Most pies are made from fruit or non-fruits. Are most fruits made of clay and ginger and other weird non-fruits? No, they're usually something more like in the fruit world. So all of a sudden we smell this, we taste it, and it reminds us, it connotes these pies. And so all of a sudden, just in your mind, you register, okay, definitely something in the fruit world. Forget about which specific fruits for just a second. And then all of a sudden, let's maybe other things. It smells like grandma after sneaking a cigarette. She liked the mentholated ones, so definitely in this like menthol cigarette kind of thing, right? And that's maybe a non-fruit, because I don't think they put that into pies. So the wine we decided to use today for our example comes from our May Wine Club. For those of you that are part of our wine club, pretty neat. You can maybe watch this video at home and kind of conjure up your own lists of fruit and non-fruits that you guys taste, and then actually match that with the little card that we, again, the non-fruit flavors we get here, something more like that clay, black pepper, menthol, kind of really cool, fun things there. And our voyage wines are notoriously non-fruit forward. They tend to exhibit more of these. And unfortunately, if you're not part of our wine club, these wines are exclusive to the wine club. So maybe just grab your favorite bottle and then try to decipher whether those wines in particular have more fruit or non-fruit. Again, don't worry about what those specific things are, but just try to identify the difference between fruit and non-fruit. This one in particular, our voyage series for our wine club, we have a lot of like pretty non-fruit wines in them, so earthy or non-fruit sort of flavors. But anyway, join us on Wednesday. Sarah's got a really fun lineup of whiskeys for you guys, and then on Friday we're going to talk about my favorite value wine, Balance Cabernet Sauvignon from South Africa. Stay safe and stay home, guys.